You ready? Here we go. It doesn't fit. I'm serious. It's too small. It's too small. It doesn't fit. I can't get it any further down than that. So, it's too small. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Wow, what a show got in store for you today, because, ladies and gentlemen, today is the fallout, the unpacking, the recovery from last night's epic, over a 4-hour cooperative react to the Joon the King documentary on ReviewTechUSA over on my DSP Reacts channel. If you haven't seen it yet, well, you are missing out. It was an epic event. And today on the show, I'm going to tell you all about it, including the fact that it almost didn't happen. Yeah, there was complete last-minute disaster, and we really almost didn't get it together. Wow. So, it's going to be an epic show today. Thank you for joining me for the Level 1 podcast. All right, so everyone, welcome to DSP Gaming and the Level 1 podcast. Today is Monday, the 12th of August, 2024, the day after, as I believe they will call it. Wow, what a night last night was, right? Over on my DSP Reacts channel, I did a collaborative, cooperative react to the documentary about Review Tech put out by Joon the King yesterday. First of all, if you haven't seen it yet, about 90 minutes long, it had at one point over 8,000 live viewers watching it when it debuted on YouTube. As of this morning, it has almost hit 500,000 views in 24 hours. That's actually incredibly good performance for this kind of documentary. Joon has outdone himself with a quality piece of product, and I think that everyone on the internet knows that. And the fact that so many people were going to react to it, including myself and Kino Casino, that's really what got people hyped to kind of check it out. And so they did, and I'm very happy for Joon. I hope that the views continue to skyrocket on that documentary. I strongly recommend you check out the Joon the King channel on YouTube. Now, man, let me tell you guys something. First of all, that was my highest viewed stream of all time. Of all time. Not just the highest viewed stream on DSP Reacts, not just the highest viewed stream on DSPGaming, not just the highest viewed stream on YouTube. It's literally the most views I've ever received on a live stream. We peaked at about, I want to say, 3,200 viewers. It kind of fluctuated quite a lot, but we were over 3,000 at some point, which is absolutely amazing to have that many live viewers on my stream. Okay, my stream. This is not me appearing on someone else's show. This is my own stream, bringing that amount of attention. And of course, if you add all the illegal restreamers, I believe people were saying it was upwards of 8,000 viewers. So that's pretty darn good. All right, I'm happy for that. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. You know, will I ever get attention like that again? I don't know. It's nice, but let me tell you, chaotic. You guys, if you were there live, I know you saw how absolutely insane the chat was moving. It was flying, just flying a mile a minute. You could barely read it. It was all over the place. And of course, let's just address the elephant in the room now. Okay? The amount of contributions were outstanding, were over the top insane. And I know you guys are probably wondering, well, how much did you make yesterday? Okay? Well, I can only tell you one thing. I made just about $1,000 in tips in one night. Thank you. Whoever contributed yesterday, seriously, Thank you so very, very, very much. You understand how much that's going to help me and my business, and I really, really appreciate that. Okay, $1,000 in tips in one freaking stream. That's nuts. All right. Now, what about everything else? What about super chats? What about memberships? There were a ridiculous amount of super chats, and there were a ridiculous amount of memberships gifted to the channel. Okay, how many? I can't tell you. Now, it's not that I don't want to tell you. I'm a transparent guy. I can't tell you because YouTube crashed when the stream ended. The stream had a lot of technical issues. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second, how it almost didn't happen. And there were so many viewers and everything. By the end of the stream, as I was trying to shut down the stream, everything locked up and crashed on me. So normally what happens is when you end a stream on YouTube, a summary screen will pop up for you, and it'll say, here's how many viewers you had when it peaked. Here's how many total viewers you had. Here's how much you made in super chats. Here's how many members you gained. It tells you all those statistics live, like right away when the stream ends. I went to do it. The whole thing went bloop and just like locked up my browser. And then when I went back, you can't see statistics until like a day or two passes. So right now, I go to that video and I try to take a look at it, and I can't see any analytics on it whatsoever yet. It acts like I made nothing. Now, obviously, I made a ton. We all saw the super chats and the memberships rolling in during that event, but I can't see it. I can't see it at all. So I'll know in a few days. It'll take, usually with YouTube, the longest it'll take is like maybe 3 days, and then you'll get an update. It'll update your analytics, and I'll know from my YouTube Studio app and everything. It'll tell me. I'll be able to take a look. But I did not monetize the stream in regards to ads. So I made $0 in ad revenue. And then as soon as the stream ended, YouTube said, oh, it's ad unsuitable anyway because of the content. Now, there is literally nothing in there that's ad unsuitable. There's swearing, but swearing is allowed. So I did try to apply to get, that fixed up, but FYI, knowing YouTube, they're probably not even going to look at it for several days. So anyone watching it now, enjoy, ad-free. There may be some ads on the video in the long term, which would obviously be good and help the channel. But sadly, I get nothing on ads whatsoever because YouTube demonetized it. Aren't they nice guys, right? So, already, I made a clip. My very first clip from that stream is live on the DSP Reacts channel already. I am going to plan to maybe like once a day make a clip from that stream and try to get it up on the channel. But I want to kind of do it in order. Like there's maybe 3 or 4 big moments that stood out for me during the React that I want to highlight. The first clip is me revealing the briefcase. If you don't know what the briefcase is, I kind of don't want to spoil. I'd rather that you watch the clip. But it was something that we used over the course of the entire React. And that's an idea I came up with as a result of actually watching some of the Kino Casino streams, because they're always making references to like, people felting, meaning you ran out of chips at the table, so now you just got felt in front of you because you're out of money. And I was like, dude, perfect idea. When we're going to do a React like this, the person starts out with all their chips, but every time they make a big mistake, that's when they lose them. And just like you're losing a hand at a poker table or at a blackjack table. And so I just did it over the night. It was really good. So check out the clip. Check out the React. It's live over there right now. And I hope that you enjoy it. Okay? So good stuff all around. I want to say thank you to the Kino Casino guys. Obviously, if I had just done the React for myself, I probably would have brought in maybe 600-700 viewers because drama, so more people would have come. I would have never broken 3,000 viewers. I wouldn't have made insane amounts of support like I made at all. So I'm incredibly grateful for that. All right. Pretty awesome, actually. And by the way, just so you guys know, today, again, we might have some newcomers on the stream. I don't know how many newcomers will be here today or not. If you are here and you're a newcomer, FYI, I shout out all contributions at the end of the podcast. The last like half hour or so. So if you contribute, thank you in advance. I really appreciate it. This is a normal day for me now. So my goal is to hit $50 on any given stream. That includes this podcast. And then we're going to head over and do my React show on my React channel, DSP versus Internet. It's a clip show. So thank you in advance to anyone who supports. And back to business as usual, basically, for the rest of the week. Okay, cool. All right. So that went really well when it happened. Okay. and I'll talk a little bit about how it went. But before we get there, I want to talk about how it nearly didn't happen. All right. So, as you know, yesterday, I tried to, well, 2 days ago, I tried to test Discord to see if I could actually run this call with the guys from Kino Casino to do our co-op react on the Rich documentary. And when I tried to do it, it was working, but I was having some tech issues. Like, for example, the video kept disappearing, and I couldn't understand why, and the video looked choppy. And I was like, man, you know, it's kind of weird because I know this PC is good for this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a 10-year-old PC, but it should be able to handle a Discord call. Like, what the heck is going on here? And I couldn't figure it out. And so I said, you know, to Andy, I think you should run the call because you're so used to doing it. You literally run Discord every single time that you stream for your show, so you know the ins and outs of it. I don't understand why it's giving me these technical issues, so I think you should control the call. And he agrees, like, yeah, not a problem at all. You know, I'll call you. We'll get the audio and everything working, and then I'll run the video, and, you know, but you could run the stream. I'm like, perfect. That makes sense, because then I could look at the chat, I could do shout-outs, and you can take control of the video call. Makes it so we're splitting the responsibility, and it makes it better for both sides, right? So, here's what happened yesterday, all right? They call me, they're on the call, and I join the call, and they go, uh-oh, Phil, we can't see or hear you. Uh-oh, what's going on? And I realized, oh, wait a minute, I got my OBS open. And the thing is, OBS is trying to use my camera and microphone while Discord is trying to use my camera and microphone. The computer doesn't let you do that. So there's an error. It's not letting it show. Like, oh, okay, I know what I got to do. Let me close OBS. Let me close Discord. Let me reopen Discord only. Okay? That'll get the resources working with Discord. All right? So that's a simple fix. And that worked. Then I'm on there. My video, my audio is all working. And then the stream's already set up. I had the stream set up for a week, right? Everyone had it bookmarked and everything. So I said, here's what we'll do. You know, we'll go live. And, you know, we'll test the waters and see how everything's working or whatever. And so we're about to go live. And all of a sudden I notice that Ashton's webcam keeps freezing and unfreezing. And I said to them, hey guys, are you seeing this? And they're like, no, we don't see that. I'm like, well, it's not, you know, I'm not doing anything. What is it? And so we realized it's got to be something to do with the call on Discord, that because there's 3 of us on the call plus playing a video, like it's doing something technical that's screwing with the call, and we don't know what it is. They could see everything on their side, but Ashton kept freezing for me. All right. So what I ended up doing was every time that he was freezing, I would have to like move the mouse pointer around, and then it would work again. It doesn't even make sense. Like, how does that make sense? It doesn't, right? So that was one technical thing that we didn't even figure out, like, why that was happening. And you'll notice over the course of our react that Ashton's camera keeps freezing and unfreezing. Like, why the fuck does that keep happening? And it drove me nuts. It really does, like a pet peeve of mine. I want things to be smooth when I do a broadcast. And if I see something like that, it bothers me a lot. It's very hard for me to ignore it. So you'll actually notice, if you watch the replay, I keep like moving stuff. You're like, what is he doing? Why is he fidgeting like that? I had to keep doing that or else Ashton would have been frozen. It's so dumb. Okay, so that's tech issue number 2. But then the big tech issue happened. Okay, so I turned on the stream. And all of a sudden, as the stream is going live on YouTube, I'm getting a giant error message. The quality of the stream is not good enough. YouTube is not receiving enough data. And because YouTube is not receiving enough data, this stream is now going to be choppy for your viewers. Fix the issue. And I'm like, wait a minute. What? Like, why? I stream every day at super high quality. I do gameplay. I do this live 60 frame camera. I never have this issue. What could possibly be causing this data issue with YouTube? So I'm trying to figure it out, right? And the first thing, so Andy and I are trying to brainstorm and figure out what's going on. And we're like, all right, maybe I'm broadcasting at too high a bit rate. Now, how does that make sense? Because I broadcast at 15,000 kilobits per second every single stream. It never is an issue whatsoever. Never. Okay? So it doesn't make sense at all that this is causing an issue only on this one particular stream. So Andy's like, could you lower your bit rate? I said, yes, I can lower my bit rate. No problem. So I turned the stream off, lowered my bit rate by about 7,000. Seriously, I went from like 15,000 to 8,000 kilobits per second. Okay? And then when I go to turn the stream on, I realize something. Oh, no. That's not going to work. Why? Because on YouTube, they have different, like, codecs that you use when you stream. The standard codec is for around anywhere from, like, 3,000 to 8,000 kilobits per second. But once you go above that, like, I stream so high quality, YouTube makes you use the next level, which is 1440p. So I'm using, like, this higher level codec to stream. And if I stream at 8,000 kilobits on that codec, it ain't going to work. It's actually going to have issues again. So now we're like, oh, man, now what we got to do is remake the whole stream. And that sucks because we had 3,000 viewers sitting there watching. And we had to cancel that original stream and make a whole new second stream with the different codec, okay? So now we had to migrate everyone over. And, of course, it's a chore because everyone's like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't blame people. So we lost a few, like 1,000 viewers, but then eventually they figured it out and they came over, okay? So we turned the new stream on, okay? And the fucking thing is still doing it. I was like, now this is ridiculous. This is absolutely insane. I'm at a lower bit rate. I'm on a lower codec. How could it possibly be saying that I'm not sending enough data? And then Andy, all of a sudden, Andy, like you could, it's like one of those old Warner Brothers cartoons, you know, Looney Tunes. The light bulb appears above his head. It's like, ding. And he goes, Phil, I know. Go to your settings. Check the settings right now for this one thing. Okay? So what is it? In Discord, for some reason, there is a little checkbox or little switch, one of those things, sliders. Hardware acceleration. Okay? What the fuck that's supposed to be for, I have no idea. Because when it's off, it looks fine. Like, when you have hardware acceleration off, all the video looks fine. It looks beautiful. It's smooth. It's high quality. What the fuck would hardware acceleration do on a Discord call? Why would you want that? Especially because apparently in this case, you know what it was doing? Get this. Hardware acceleration was overloading my GPU. Because the way my setup works, my streams go through my GPU and direct capturing goes through my CPU. This hardware acceleration was literally maxing my GPU and destroying my PC. What the fuck? Who made that? What dunce fucking made that option and has it checked by default in Discord? Now you might say, well, Phil, why didn't you know this ahead of time? Because I don't use Discord. This is what I've told you guys over the years. I really, actually don't use Discord. All right? The only thing I ever use it for is to chat with my moderators. That's it. I don't use it at all. So, because of that, I don't have experience with these checks and these fucking things. I don't know what's going on. Okay? Now, Phil, why didn't you test this and set it up before the stream? No, I did, remember? The night before, I did try to test it. It wasn't working. That's why I was going to have Andy run the call. But who knew that this hardware acceleration was going to make it impossible for me just to have a Discord call on the screen while I tried to broadcast? Who would have thought that? No one would have thought that, right? So all I did is, oh, okay, I unchecked hardware acceleration, turned the stream on, everything's beautiful. Stream's great quality, smooth, everyone's loving it. I'm like, dude, we just wasted a half an hour on this dumb shit because some fucking nerd that works for Discord put a hardware acceleration slider on by default because he's a fucking idiot. That shit pisses me off. It happens all the time. These people, they program, again, they're book smart, but they're not street smart. If you have an option like that, don't leave it on by default. Have it be an option you actively choose to turn on, not turn it on by default, fuck your system up, and then we have to fix it. We're the end user. We don't need to be fucked over by your dumb shit. Anyway, where is it in settings? You got to go to your settings. It's video and voice, and it's in there. It's actually a check thing. I think it's under advanced, and it says hardware acceleration. If you turn it off, your video will look fine. Your audio will sound fine. And by the way, it won't destroy your fucking system. Like, what? Why do I feel the need to insult everything? Because Anso Kamaru, in life, if you pussyfoot around and you don't talk real, then people get away with idiocy, okay? The reason that people actually say, oh, I fucked up and now I should learn from my mistakes is because people call them out for them. All right? It's insanely fucking stupid to have this option in an app and have it on by default. Turn it off and let me enable it if I want it. You want to know where else it is in? OBS. In OBS, the same exact thing happens. If you take a look in OBS settings for browsers, I think it is. Oh, I know what it's for. It's for this. And this is not a real animation right now for a contribution, but it's for this. For example, when I play an animation on my stream like this, right? There's an option in OBS that says use hardware acceleration to make it look better. Now, does that look bad? No, that animation looked great, right? Guess what? No hardware acceleration. Because it doesn't do anything. It's worthless. Every app has this and has it on by default, and it does nothing. Whoever invented it, fucking stop. Just stop. Stop fucking with people. Turn it off. No one needs it. No one wants it. Nobody cares. Okay? Now, so once we got the tech issues done, which took a half an hour, we finally got the React going. Okay? Now, I really had a great time. Okay? And listen, here's the thing. These guys at Kino Casino are constantly praising me on purpose. It's two reasons. Okay? Number one, because it's funny. It's funny to see someone, after all the abuse I've taken over all these years from everyone on the internet, right? To actually see these guys just constantly be praising me and act like I'm above reproach. And you all know I'm not above reproach. I know I'm a flawed individual. I've made many mistakes. To see them do the opposite, it's a funny bit. And it's a bit that's working. People are enjoying this bit and having a good time with it and laughing at it, correct? So there you go. That's number one, okay? Number two, all right? What's happening is, because these guys are praising me so much and being nice to me, it is making all of the communities of cult-like sickos who have focused around shitting on me for 10 years freak out. It's making these communities be exposed for being these spurging losers who are just, oh, I can't take it. I don't get it. For 10 years, we had our way with him. But now people like him. I don't get it. And they sound just like that. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. Oh, that's actually, I recorded that last night and I just played it back for you. But anyway, that's exactly how they sound and how they act. And their communities are imploding. Okay, imploding. Because they can't handle the fact that people are actually enjoying content with me in it rather than making fun of it. They can't believe that there's people out there that don't just want to make a buck on making fun of me. Okay? And here's the thing. This is the funny part. It's good content. It's funny. And we all understand it's a joke. Do those guys, are they in love with me? No, they're not. But I'm also not. I know that I'm a flawed dude. I know that what they're doing is a joke. But it works. It's funny shit, right? It's entertainment. It works. And content is what we all want to put out. We want to put out entertaining content for everybody. So instead of doing what everyone else has done for the last decade, do the opposite and profit and make good content that people actually want to watch instead of the 4 millionth piece of content that just shits on Darkside Phil and ruins his life and business, right? So it's working, okay? It's actually working, and I'm excited for the future because this is just the beginning. I'm not saying that all my content's changing to React content, that all my content's going to be co-op content with stuff like that. It's not. I've already said publicly, and I said this to them again last night, the reason it's working right now, okay? The reason it's working right now is because it's outside of the ordinary, okay? If it becomes ordinary for me to be part of that content, it's not special anymore. So if I'm going to do stuff like this, and I do it maybe like once a month, every couple weeks or something, I jump on a show and I say hello or something like that, that's better than me being a regular or a co-host or a major part. Like some people are like immediately, dude, that was so good. Why don't you immediately do another React with those guys? Whoa, 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 whoa. That's the opposite of what you would want to do, because then there's no build-up, there's no excitement, there's no anticipation, and you're giving too much of the same right away. You want to base that out. You want to stretch it out, so now it's special when we get back to doing it again, correct? That's how I feel, anyway, and I think they agree with me. So, the content's working. People like it. My channel's doing good. If you haven't noticed, we got way more views. We got people checking out things like the clips and stuff that I'm doing on the channel now, which is amazing. Here, I'm literally just doing my content, and I'm getting so much engagement. I'm getting tons of great comments on all of my videos. I'm getting likes on all of my videos. It's all the things I used to have back when I was popular on YouTube. It's happening again. I just want you to think about that. I was a big YouTuber at one point. I really was. I mean, the evidence is there. You could go back and see. I used to get 10 million views a month on YouTube at one point. Okay? It's insane. Today, I don't pull in 1 million views. I get like 500,000 views. Okay? But to see that there's renewed interest in my content, that people are like, wait a minute. So he doesn't actually suck. His stuff actually is kind of funny, entertaining. Let me check him out. And people are checking me out for the first time and say, oh my God, he actually is pretty good. I'm not saying I'm the best content creator out there, dude. I'm not. I know I'm not. But I think I at least put on a half-decent show every day, whether it's the podcast or me playing some games or doing some other stuff. Whatever it is, I think there's a reason I've had an audience for 16 years. And it's not just people who are making fun of me. It's legit people who actually like my stuff. You understand? So this is now a crazy, cool renaissance, honestly. And I know that sounds like a joke, but it really is. It's like last night, all right, I got out of this office late, and, you know, we had to go to sleep early because my wife had to go to work very early today. So last night, I just went to sleep. I woke up this morning, and I was like, I feel different in a good way, all right? The reason I feel different is because this is the first time in about 10 years that I feel like people are finally here to laugh with me instead of laugh at me. And people are here to have a good time with me and genuinely are enjoying the content. And it's hard for me to believe that. It is, because it's been 10 years, guys. 10 years of ridicule, 10 years of me being the whipping boy of the internet, of everyone saying I suck and I'm a bad person, all these awful things about me and my family and my business and everything. And to have that flip now and to see people actually coming back with renewed interest and liking who I am and what I'm doing and saying, hey, it's good. Here, we'll support it because we actually appreciate you. It's crazy. Not to say that I haven't had that, but I've had it from a core audience. Do you understand? A core audience of people. That's, you know, it's great to have, and that's why I survived 16 years. But to have new people coming in who previously would never give me a fair shake and finally giving me the fair shake and saying, okay, actually, it's pretty cool. I'm going to hang out and watch them every once in a while. That's nice. And, you know, that's all I ask. You don't have to be here for every stream. You don't have to like every piece of content I put out. I do a ton. I do so many different kinds of games. This podcast, React show, which we're going to do today, you know, retro content on my throwback channel. Everything is a little different. It's a little bit of something for everyone, right? But I work 6 days a week. I'm here 6 days full time. And I do so much content that I think I could appeal to a very wide audience, a very broad audience, depending on, you know, what your interests are. And I hope that you would check out my stuff. At least, you know, take a look at this stream, that stream. Maybe you'll find something you like along my big, you know, mess of content that I make, right? No, but really, now I was like, dude, it feels different and it's changing a thing for the better. This is the feeling that I used to get, you know, back when I was a bigger YouTuber and everything that I did, no one cared what it was, they liked it. I could play a game no one ever heard of and no one cared about, people loved it anyway because they were watching it for me and my commentary as well as the game. They liked me that much. You know what I'm saying? And this is just crazy because, again, not necessarily that the Kino Casino guys are in love with me or anything. They're not, all right? I think that they know that I've made mistakes and I have made, you know, have made issues. No one's perfect, right? But I think, number one, compared to the other people they cover, they realize that I'm like the guy at the very, very, very bottom of the fuck up totem pole, that there's so many people above me that have done so many awful things yet persist on the internet. Yet people don't act like that. They act like I'm the worst, right? And they don't get that. So now by acting the opposite and basically treating me nicely and showing me and my content to a wider audience, they've realized that it's flipped everything on its head. And now the narrative's changing. But it helps everyone. It helps them to make good content. It helps me to make better content. Obviously, everyone's getting a positivity and support. So who's the real loser here in this situation? There's only one. My detractors. They're the only losers in this situation because they don't have a narrative anymore. What's happening is people realize the narrative was always false. It was things that they just over-exaggerated for their own personal gain. And now what's happening is people are realizing it's more fun to make the haters seethe than to fuck with me and my business. You see? It's more fun to see a group of basement dwellers who have absolutely no lives actually freak out that everything they did for 10 years has been meaningless because it's all being erased right now, versus seeing me get angry because I lost another opportunity. I lost more money. Someone hit me with bullshit takedowns and copyright strikes and shit like that. It's better to see them see. It's better content, right? So this is cool. All right. And I'm happy. And I just want to let you guys know, yeah, I'm feeling good right now. I mean, everything has been going so well. Just take a look at the last couple of weeks, right? Gaming PC, new camera, both donated, massively improving my streams and setups. Now, collabing with the Kino Casino, appearing on their show, having them be on my show, making great content together. Everyone's succeeding. I mean, this is amazing, right? This is all amazing. And the only thing right now that's putting a damper. The only thing that's dampening, no, the only thing that's bringing this down, there's a word, I can't think of the word because I'm stupid. There's something that's nagging me in the back of my head, and I think you guys know what it is. It's the upcoming Joon the King documentary on me, because it's 4 hours long. This thing's going to be insane. This thing's going to be so in-depth that you know it's going to cover every little thing that I've done over the years, you know? 4 hours, can you imagine how much is going to be squeezed into that React? And the funny part is, people are already saying, Phil, are you going to do a co-op commentary on your own React with Kino Casino? It's literally not even feasible. It's 4 hours long. For me to just comment on it, you know, like, take a look. 1.5 Rich documentary. It took us over 4 hours to get through it. 4 hour documentary, no exaggeration. That's probably going to be like a 10-hour React, if not longer. So just so you guys know, because many of you I know, again, are new. You've only just started coming by in the past couple of weeks. The way that I'm planning to tackle my own documentary is I can't sacrifice all of my normal content for the React. I know a lot of people want me to. They're like, dude, clear your schedule. When your documentary comes out, just react to it for 3 days straight. You got to understand something. I'm here because of my core audience, the people who have supported me day in, day out for 16 years. They want to see me play all the new hot releases coming out, and it starts in just a week. In 1 week is Black Myth Wukong. Right after that, there's Star Wars Outlaws. There's the upcoming Black Ops 6 beta. And the cool thing about the beta is I have a gaming PC to play it on now at 120 hertz. And people want to see me play it and see how it performs, but see how I do now. This is all stuff my audience has been hotly anticipating. Okay? I can't just drop everything and clear my schedule to react to the Joon the King documentary in full. So here's how I'm going to attack it. All right? Day streams, meaning this stream right now will be a podcast and gameplay. So let's say Black Myth Wukong comes out, but then a day into it, my documentary drops. Okay? So it's going to be podcast, gameplay on the first stream, break. My night stream will be exclusively reacting to this documentary. Okay? So that way we're splitting it half and half, and I'm not really neglecting stuff. Okay? And so that's how I'm going to attack it. But here's the thing. I can't do that with those guys. I can't, my night streams are 2-3 hours tops. I can't go super late. My wife has work. I want to spend time with her every night. And this is something, I will say this. Out of the entire night last night, okay, the only time that I felt uncomfortable or pressured is because those guys were absolutely adamant that we finished reacting to the Review Tech documentary in that setting. And they're even saying, they're pressuring me, like, dude, you spent a lot of money. You should stick around. And I'm like, guys, you got to understand something. Someone could literally hand me $1 million fucking dollars right now. I didn't say this to them, but this is what it's going through my mind. Someone could hand me $1 million right now on stream, and I would still say I have to go because my wife is more important. You understand? She is. Money is just fleeting. Having a relationship with someone you truly love is more important to me. Okay? So I had to get out of here. I couldn't stay late. All right? I already laid down that, right? So with this documentary coming up, what I'm planning to do is split it up into basically doing like 2-hour chunks. So I'll do gameplay, 2-hour react chunk to the first part of my documentary. Next day, gameplay, and then another 2-hour react chunk to the next part of my documentary. So you see what I'm saying? So I'm doing it like that. There's no way the guys from Kino Casino are going to want to be every night. All they're doing is reacting to my documentary. And let's be honest, it's give or take as well. I showed up on their show, so they showed up on mine, right? So we, it's kind of like boop, ba-doop, you go back and forth, you help each other out. It's not going to be, oh, now they're going to be on my streams every night for a week and not make content for themselves. That's insane. Who would even ask that? What kind of a selfish, dumbass thing would that be to ask someone, hey, could you just cancel all your work this week and make no money so you can be on my streams to give me money? Kind of unreasonable, don't you think? So, yeah. So that's coming, and that's the truth. The one thing that's dampening, I keep saying dampening, that's not the word. Bringing me down. What's the word for if you're getting brought down? Like it's kind of like putting the kibosh on the fun. I can't think of what the word is. I don't know. I'm sure someone's going to say it in the chat, and I'm going to feel stupid because I can't think of it. But the only thing that's bringing me down right now is this impending documentary. Yeah, I guess looming. That's a good word for it. It's a looming documentary. You know, because I know for a fact when this comes out, there's shit that I've done over the years that, number one, no one's really talked about in a documentary. My Street Fighter years and shit, nobody knows about that. And they're going to see that and they're going to be like, wow, he was an asshole. Now, I think a lot of people will just laugh about it. But the thing is, you're dredging up stuff that literally is so outdated, has nothing to do with who I am. And that was pre-YouTube. That was a life ago, right? And I've already apologized out my ass about it, saying I really regret how I acted back then. The other thing, the other part of it, is going to be dredging up things about my ex, which, again, that's another past part of my life that I don't even talk about her for a good reason, because I'm past that. I'm happily married, and having to bring up stuff about my ex and stuff, and you know it's going to be a big part of the documentary, because when I was with my ex, that was a lot of reasons why a lot of people started to hate on me. They said that I changed, and instead I was making content with her, and my content was changing. They didn't like that. They didn't like her and her personality, right? It's a big thing, and I know that that's going to be something that we have to now go through, drag through the mud again. I don't want to drag that through the mud again, but we have to. We have to go there, right? That's part of my history. And like I said, the last several years with this stupid financial shit and bankruptcy shit and mobile game shit, I'm so exhausted with it already. I'm completely exhausted. Because here's the thing. You want to talk about my Street Fighter days? No one's really talked about it yet. For me, that'll actually be kind of refreshing to talk about something new from my past and try to give my perspective and clear the air about certain things. That's new content to cover, right? But to have to go through the dirty laundry of my ex and talk about this shit about finances and shit, I've already talked about a million times, right? It's going to be incredibly stressful. It's going to be draining. I'm going to feel like a fighter who's already gone 10 rounds. And now they said, oh, by the way, time for another 10 fucking bonus rounds. Even though you got through it, the fight continues. Like, when does the fight end, right? When does my time to stop having to respond to this fucking toxic shit about me end? When can I just enjoy my life? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, why do I have to constantly keep responding to the toxicity, negativity, and the dumb shit people say about me? Why can't I just say, hey, let's talk about today and the future? Because it's all that shit's in the past. I'm not, you know, all that stuff. Just forget it all. You know what I'm saying? But no, we've got to do it again. We're doing it again. We're going through it again. And everyone's going to want to see me react to this documentary. Everyone. It's like the biggest thing right now is that because I just did the rich one. Now everyone wants to see me react to my own. It's a lot. Let me put it this way. It's a lot of pressure. Okay. And usually pressure's not a big deal for me. But in this case, it's going to be. I'm tired of being beat up. I really am. Like, I'm getting too old for it now, where I don't care about it, so that's why I don't talk about it. But now I have to talk about it again. Again. The millionth fucking time. You know, I had enough of it. But I'm going to do it, or I'm going to man up and I'm going to do it. But I know it's just going to be so stressful, you know? Plus, I'm going to be playing new challenging video games in the first stream, and then I have to come get beat up on my late stream every day. You know? And yes, can I be honest? I'm afraid. Why am I afraid? Because I now have a group of people who have newfound interest and respect for me. But what's to say? I've learned over the years that kind of stuff is very fleeting. All right? At a moment's notice, something can happen and boom. Now the popular thing is to crap on you. Right? And so I look at this as a situation where now things are going well. But in just a couple of weeks when my own documentary comes out, it could completely flip on its head again. You know, people see this documentary and there's something in it that really irks them the wrong way, and it's 4 hours, so it's going to be hard for you to not find something in the documentary that you hate about me because it's 4 hours long. It's literally going to cover everything bad about me and my history. So there's going to be shit in there that pisses everybody off. I can't believe he did that. I never knew he did that. I'm out here. I can't watch him anymore. I'm so disgusted with this man, right? But it doesn't mean that that's representative of who I am, you know, now. But that doesn't mean anyone will care. But on the internet, everything's absolute. Everything's black and white. If you were bad once, you're bad now, right? So, you know, it's just very frustrating because I'm having such a good time now, but I can't fully enjoy it. I'm being honest with you guys right now. I'm trying to be like really open with you. I can't really fully enjoy this right now because I have this eating feeling. What's eating Gilbert Grape, right? What's eating at? I have a feeling that the end of this month, this documentary is going to come out, and a lot of the people who are like, oh, this is great, are going to be like, wow, that guy actually was a piece of shit. Now it's fun to shit on Phil again. This was the ultimate redemption story, but it's even better now because the redemption story is canceled because his documentary is so bad. Fuck that guy. Let's shit on him again. And I don't want to deal with it. I don't. Because I'll tell you right now, if that happens, all right, I'm done. I'm not going to be doing any kind of collabs or anything. And I'm not saying the Kino Casino guys are going to turn on me or anything. Who knows what's going to happen, right? But I'm done with it. I will shut myself off to the possibility of doing work with other people, and I'll just sit here and do my own content forever. Like a little hermit on a fucking island. I don't care because I've had enough of it. I really have had enough of this bullshit of everyone shitting on me. And I'm not going to even put up with it anymore. It's going to be a flat out, I don't want to hear about anyone else, about other people's content, nothing. I don't want to hear about what anyone said about me. I don't want to hear about this guy, that guy, nothing, right? Right now it's good because everyone's saying good things about me. But it could change in 2 weeks. And if that's the case and we go back to the whole bullshit, and yeah, I know it's paranoia because people are saying in the chat, listen, not paranoia. Yes, that's actually exactly the description of it. A good description is paranoia, but it's very well justified paranoia. This has happened to me many times. You understand? And so, will this be time number 10 when I try to trust people, when I try to you know, open up to do new things, and then all of a sudden it just blows up in my fucking face for the millionth time? Phil's a piece of shit. Everyone crap on him, crap on his business, crap on his family, crap on everything. You know, I can't take it anymore. So that'll be it. If that's actually what happens as a result of this documentary, I'm done. I'm not quitting content. I'm just not going to be doing anything outside of just making content for me and my little core audience. That'll be it. You know, right now I'm enjoying branching out. I'm enjoying being on their show, having them on my show, I started clipping my content. I'm trying to be different, right? I'm not going to put up with it anymore. I can't. You know, you reach your limit. Everyone has a limit, right? Everyone has a limit. And that's my limit. If this is it, if it turns into the DSP shit show number 4,722, that's going to be the last shit show. Because I'm not going to give anyone else any more content to fuck with. I'm just not going to bother. You understand? But that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, I really am enjoying the ride, but I'm worried that it's all going to change in 2 weeks. So I basically had 1 month to be happy with how things were going, and then it's right back to being the internet's whipping boy, you know? All right, so I got it off my chest. Anyway, the React went really well. We definitely, me and those casino guys have a chemistry. We do, and it's weird because we never had even spoken with each other until last Tuesday, not even a week ago, right? And then all of a sudden, we just realized we kind of work. We work off of each other. We react to each other very well, and I feel like each one of us has intelligent, interesting things to say in a conversation that are different takes and different perspectives, right? And I think that's really good. That it makes it better content, right? Everyone was saying that it's working. And if anything, what's happening is because I've been working with those guys, people are like, oh, so Phil isn't just some weird space alien who can't interact with people. No, actually, I'm good at interacting with people. Guys, I used to lead projects at my old jobs. Like, I was the one who was leading continuous improvement projects. I was running entire events. I was very good at public speaking. Like, I'd be in front of the entire company giving a speech about what we're doing in our projects and shit like that. This is something I used to do all the time. Having this personable, way of going about things. I was good at conversation. It's just that people took that away from me, again, when they turned me into, the laughing stock of the internet. They took that ability away from me to make that kind of content with other people. No one wants to do anything with Phil because everyone thinks Phil's an asshole. So I think now what's happening is, now that you actually see me interact with other people, you're, oh, wait a minute. Actually, he's not that bad. In fact, he's not bad at all. I think he's actually pretty entertaining. We just never give him a chance, right? Right? So I'm happy for that. And again, 4 hours of us, yes, we're razzing Rich, but here's the thing. I want people to understand, because people are probably going to be like, well, I don't understand. Phil says this doesn't do drama content because he says it's harmful. I literally say right up front, at the beginning of this big React event, our opinions are of our own individual minds. So if Ashton says something, if Andy says something, if I say something, it's our own opinion. Do not put that on other people. Do not project that onto the other people on the show, because that's not fair. Number two, do not take the fun that we're having on the show, the razzing of Rich, and turn it into this hate campaign against the man where you're trying to go out and destroy him and his family and his business. Don't do that, because I've been through that myself. I know how horrible that feeling is when people are crazy like that, and I don't wish that upon anyone, and I want Rich to actually recover and do better for his life rather than continue to sink in a downfall. And I said right up front, before we even start, this has to be clear. Don't be scumbags to people on the internet because you saw a video about someone making fun of them, okay? So I hope people take that to heart, because that's not what the intention of that was. That was me venting for 10 years of abuse that I took from that man, where he literally would do content about me and not say those things. He would go on his stream and be like, oh, Darkside Phil's business is failing. Look, he had a dip in views this month. And everyone's making fun of him on the internet. So now what happens is they watch that content that Rich did, and now they believe that that's true. And now everyone's, oh, well, that guy's a loser. DSP's a loser. DSP's a fucking asshole. His business is failing. None of that was true, but he said it, and so everyone believes it. Now, is that good-natured razzing? No. That's actually ill-intentioned, and he benefits if I further fall, because then he has another video to make. You see? I don't have any follow-up videos on Rich. I have no follow-up content on Rich. I will not make any. Now, if I appear on Kino Casino and they're talking about Rich, that's different. I have no follow-up videos to make on that man. I said my piece. We're done with it. I'm moving on. Okay? And that's it. That's the kind of guy I am, right? I'm just not dealing with this kind of nonsense in my own content. That's to be for special things. That's to be for, if I appear on another show, that's not for my own stuff. You're not going to see me sit here and do drama content all day. That's not me. That's not the kind of guy I am. So if that's what you're here for, FYI, you're in the wrong spot, because you're not going to get that kind of content on my channel. But that's that, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. It's good. It's on demand right now, and I'm going to be clipping it over the course of the week over on the DSP Reacts channel, so you'll have some nice highlights that'll be popping up that I hope you'll be able to enjoy, and maybe like seek out other parts of the documentary you like in between there and everything. All right. So, there you go. All right. The court says you and Rich have gone back and forth in videos for years. No, we haven't. I've literally never watched a video from Rich. I don't watch his shit. People will come into my chat and say something, or he'll come into my chat. He'll literally show up during a stream and start talking or super chatting bullshit to derail my stream. That's how I've had interaction with him. I don't watch Rich's stuff. I never have. I don't sit here and just talk about him in my videos. It's quite the contrary. He talks about me constantly in his content, and people want to know what I think about it. I'm like, what am I supposed to think? I don't watch the guy. I don't know what the fuck his problem is, right? Anyway, so enjoy. I really enjoyed doing it. Now, what about the future? What does the future hold? We're back to normal content. We're gonna go through the schedule and everything for 3 days, and then basically here's the deal. Now that all this is going down, there is really strong interest. I know this is silly. I think it's silly. Maybe other people don't think it's silly, and they think that it's important stuff or whatever. But for me, right? Like, I think it's silly that now people realize, like, I'm human or something, okay? And because they think I'm human again, I guess, I don't know why people didn't think I was human for a long time there. I don't get it, all right? But now that Phil's a human, we want Phil to interact with other people, right? And it's like, someone is claiming that they summarized how much I made. Apparently, people are saying something like $3,000 in super chats I made yesterday. I would believe that. I have no evidence of that yet because it all got fucked up. But okay. Anyway, what we're getting at here is people now seem to want to have me interact with other people who I've never interacted with before. Would I do that? I feel like I would do it in an environment where it's like a mediated environment. Like, for example, this guy, Medicare or whatever. I know nothing about him. Besides the fact that people have said he's made really, really, really nasty content about me over the years. Okay? Now you might say, well, who has? Everyone's made really nasty content about Darkside Phil. And they've all profited from it, while Phil has no idea who they are. That's a very true statement. Okay? But I don't know anything about the guy, but everyone seems to be freaking out about it, that if I go on a show with this guy, that it's going to benefit everyone. It's going to benefit him. It's going to benefit me. It's going to benefit the casino guys. Everyone's going to, like, love this. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it at all because I don't know the guy. Literally, if I talk to this man, I'll be like, hi. It's like I'm talking to a stranger off of the street because I know nothing about you at all. By the way, nor do I choose or have any interest in researching people who've been talking about me for years. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I am not a big deal. I'm sorry to say, I am not a big deal. People think I am. I never will believe that I am. In any way, shape, or form will I ever believe that I'm anything important, that I should be a hot topic. I'm just a dude who sits here and talks to an audience of a few hundred people every day, and I play video games. That's it. I'm just a normal guy that lucked into having internet celebrity and now internet infamy and now whatever it is you want to call it's been happening in the last 2 weeks. You know, I don't even know what you would call it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what this would mean, but it sounds like this is the next thing. Okay? I think what's happening is the casino guys are trying to make it happen. Like, this is some kind of a dream scenario. The ultimate crossover. DSP and Medicare. Huh? Okay. If you say so, because I don't get it. You know? And that's not I should be trying to be talking shit. I'm definitely not. I just don't get it at all. You saw, when I was on the Kino Casino show, how I was the straight man having absolutely no concept of what we were watching. We were watching Ethan Ralph and Nick Rakita and all that shit, and I didn't know what the fuck we were watching. I was like, what could this possibly be? This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. It's like mind-blowing. Like, I went to a trip to fucking Pluto, and the Plutonians are walking around with fucking flopping tentacle arms and shit in front of me. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm seeing. That's my reaction to that shit, because I don't know what it is. I'm not in that part of the internet, okay? And then we're watching this Review Tech documentary, right? And as we're watching it, again, I don't actually know the history of Review Tech. So the Kino Casino guys know all of it. I don't know any of it. So I'm just sitting there absorbing and learning. And I think that's what people are liking about this, is I'm the outside guy. You know what I'm saying? So all I have to say is I'm totally open to it. And it seems like that's the next thing that they think would be interesting content for me to kind of appear, I guess, on their show and to have Medicare as a guest at the same time so we could talk and have a conversation. I don't even know what the conversation would be about. I'm lost. I'm totally lost. I don't know what his interest is in me at all. This is so weird to me. You know what I mean? Because I just don't get it. So I guess we'll see, and I guess that's what we'll work on. I don't know if and when it will even come together. All right. But, you know, I'm open to that. You know, let me put it this way, because a lot of people actually were like, I can't believe Phil canceled one of his night streams, right? I can't believe he canceled one of his night streams to be on Kino Casino. I can't believe he did a whole react to Rich. Like, this is not his normal content. He has to work so much. Well, did you see how well things have been going? Obviously, you know, I went on Kino Casino the next few days. Boom. All the Kino Casino guys are over here supporting my content. Last night I do this react. Boom. I get insane amount of support. if I can get support, then I can do things outside of the box. Do you understand? I don't have to be 6 days a week grinding away with nonstop streams on my channel. I can do different content as long as I get supported. That's kind of the deal. I have to work as much as I do because I need to work that much to make as much as I make to pay my bills. But now things are looking good, so I can do different content. I have no qualms with going on a night show over there on Kino Casino with Medicare on it, and we do whatever. Because I don't even know what the hell it would be. I really have no idea. All right? But it would be, for me, just to make this clear, it would be the exact same thing that I did last week where I would appear for about 3 hours. That's the most I can do. Again, I'm a family man. It's more important to me to be there for my wife and spend time with her than to be on a fucking show for 5 hours and make money. So I'd much rather, you know, I'll appear on the show, but I can't be super extended long show and shit like that. You know, I gotta get out of here at a normal time. I hope people respect that and understand that. Okay. So anyway, that's what I have to say about yesterday. That's what I have to say about the possibility of future collab stuff. Hopefully there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and hopefully people enjoyed that and will spread the word. I'm sure the casino guys will be reacting to this and everything, and it's all good. It's all fair game. And I gave them full permission to clip that entire React show last night however they want and use it in their own content. Go for it. You know, they were just as much of a part of it as I was, if not more so, because Andy was actually running the call because my fucking couldn't even handle it on my PC. So yeah, it was good stuff. I'm looking forward to more branching out, and I hope, again, the only thing I'm afraid of is that this could all just come to a screeching end when this documentary comes. I hope not. I hope not. But you never know, right? Okay. So, that was a lot to talk about. Schedule for this week. Today, it's React Day. After this show ends, we're going to head over to DSP Reacts. Okay? You're going to see, it's going to, just like some other days, when this stream, I'm going to end the podcast, and the stream will end, and it'll pop up and say, hey, everyone, head over to DSP Reacts for the React show. It's a clip show where the people who are channel members over there of either the submissions tier or the ultra tier submit clips, and we watch them, and I react to them. The ultra tier members are guaranteed to get their clips watched, while the submissions tier we put into a randomized playlist. Guess what? For the first time in ages, we're going to have a real randomized playlist, because I'm actually going to be doing this on YouTube this time via a real browser. In fact, it's playing a video right now.
1920s and
no, stop that. Stop that right now. No. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm doing it on YouTube. And because of that, I can actually hit random on the playlist, like shuffle, and it will actually shuffle the playlist. We haven't had that in like all year because YouTube fucked up their app last year. But now it works again. So this is going to be great. I'm excited because the show is going to look and sound and be better today using my new PC. Okay. And maybe because some people now are newcomers to the channel, they'll check out the show for the first time. Maybe they'll enjoy the show. And maybe we'll get a few new members, and maybe more people will be submitting clips. Because the truth is, the React show, DSP versus the internet, is better with more variety of clips. But what's happened is over the last year, it's the same people who are supporting the channel, which I appreciate. Thank you for keeping the project alive. But since it's the same people, you end up getting the same kind of videos every week. You get a video about some kind of food or restaurant. You get a video about Singapore, right? You get the same comedy guy skits over and over because people like the content and want to see me react, but it gets get tired when it's the same thing every week, right? So now, with new people involved, it could actually make the show better. So that's not going to happen today because people, you know, last night were the people who were just checking out the stream and subscribing. They'll probably we get some of them today for the show. Yeah, let's see how it goes. That's going to happen right after this podcast ends. We all head over to DSP Reacts and we do a fun DSP versus the internet react show all afternoon. Okay? Then tonight on the late stream, it's my other pet project, my channel called DSP Throwback. This is a channel that focuses solely on my really old content. When I just pointed a camera at a TV and it looked and sounded atrocious, but these are my original playthroughs that got popular on YouTube. So tonight, we're going to do a fun React stream. It's called Retro React PS Home. For those who don't remember PS Home, this was a really interesting experiment by Sony during the PS3 era. It was a combination of, say, The Sims with Second Life. Almost, in some ways, it was kind of the predecessor or thing that came before GTA Online. You could get a virtual crib and spend money to buy furniture and things to decorate it. You could buy clothing for your avatar and make them look different, right? But then there was other things to do. There was games that you could play that could earn you in-game credits. There was advertisements, special campaigns, and things like that. It was a fascinating subject. And so tonight, we're actually going to investigate that for the first time. I'll be honest, I don't really remember it, so I don't know how good this is going to be, because it's like 9, 10, no, actually, I think the first time I did it was like 2010 or something like that. So that's what we're going to be watching tonight. And I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's entertaining, but that's going to be fun to go down memory lane and re-experience PS Home. Okay? So that's on the DSP Throwback channel on my late stream tonight. That's 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow, we will return back to regular gaming here on DSP Gaming. And tomorrow, it's going to be System Shock Remake. I'm going to try it out on the first stream. I want to see... No, I take that back. We're doing that Wednesday. Now I'm getting all my days confused. Tomorrow, we're going to do more Nintendo World Championships. The very challenging challenge run game on Switch, where you play classic NES games and do speedrun challenges and the like. We're going to see how I did with last week's World Championship run. We're going to do the new one. I'm going to do more things. It's going to be fun. Tomorrow night, the late stream, will be Street Fighter 6. And at this point, I think I should probably try to get Blanca to Master. Like, that's the goal now, get Blanca back to Master. And then after that, we can work on the other characters like Honda. So that'll be fun. Then Wednesday's daytime stream, that will be me checking out System Shock Remake, as it's been donated by a viewer, and I'm very curious to play it and see what it's all about. I've never played System Shock before. Everyone says it's an amazing game, and it's the game that inspired BioShock, and this remake apparently is really well done. So I'm very excited to try it out. That's going to be Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, Stardew Valley chill to end the week, because Thursday's my day off this week. Okay? A lot. I have a lot of shout-outs to do. But before we get to them, I just was curious. I think I had some game news. It's not too important today. We could save it for another day, because if I do game news, we're going to be going late. I don't want to go late because I want to get ready for my React show. But I have a lot of shout outs to do. So let's get to those. All right. So now a shout out segment. Everyone who contributed, thank you. Time for your time to shine and get your shout out now. We start off today with Nico. Nico re-upped his membership for 8 months, and he says, I love all the good energy that is towards you lately. I mean, obviously, me too, right? But again, it's fleeting. And I'm wondering how long it's going to last until I go from a high to all the way down to another valley of a low. I hope not soon. I hope it lasts longer than just a couple weeks because of this documentary coming out, but I guess we'll see. Mammoth became a member. Thank you, Mammoth, for the membership this morning. Chill Force with a $5 super chat. And by the way, Chill Force, thank you. You did a really big super chat last night, and I really appreciate that. The honesty and realism you're showing are what attracts people. This crossover really shows your detractors are the real lolcows. Thank you for saying it. Because you said it, not me. Because if I say it, it has no weight. When other people say it, it does. And I appreciate that. Spencer Howard with a $5 super chat. Andy and Ashton have also experienced the worst of the internet. They can be brutal, but they aren't out to ruin lives. I'm cautiously optimistic for you. I think that actually is the best way to describe this whole situation. Cautious optimism. Because as much as I'd like to be full speed ahead, jumping full 2 feet forward into some kind of newfound popularity on the internet, I've been there, done that, and I know that it could be completely flipped on its head. So as much as I want to be super happy and super optimistic, I have to be cautious as well, right? I have to be sure that I don't get so far into the weeds with this stuff that now I get lost and then boom, it flips, and now what do I do? Right? Okay. Proto Man, $2 tip, and he said, $2 super chat, excuse me. Medicare ran a pain train through the Sons of Kojima. Again, okay, I believe you because I don't know anything about this. This will be all first time stuff for me. Spencer Howard with another super chat. To give you some content from the internet sewers, your detractors are so unhinged. Many of them got kicked off Kiwi farms and it spawned anti-haters. When did that happen? See, I don't pay any attention. Is that new? Did that happen this week? Or did that already happen in the past? I don't even know. I don't pay any attention, nor do I care. I mean, I'm being honest here. Like, I feel like it doesn't matter if I'm updated on this shit or not. I'm not going to have any impact on it. I'm just going to be me and make my content. And if all these people implode on themselves because they're assholes, then let them implode on themselves. I mean, that's literally what just happened with Rich, right? 10 fucking years, this guy, constantly making fun of me. I didn't have to do shit. And now look what happened to him. Again, I don't have to lift a finger. All I have to do is persevere and stay alive and stay pertinent. So that's what I got to do. Persevere by staying alive and staying pertinent while they're all falling apart. And that's what I'm going to aspire to do here, guys. 1 second, because guess what? The first time my nose is bothering me and I need to blow it. I apologize for having to do that. Okay? Hold on. Can't even get a tissue out of this goddamn. Hold on. Ugh. Okay. Shout out to Dragon's Advocate, a €10 super chat, and says, missed the big stream while you were live. I'm rooting for your successful second wind and all the best moving forward. Thank you. That is so nice of you. Again, I'm not used to people being nice because it's been the opposite. The last 10 years, it's like a lot of it has all been sarcasm, tongue-in-cheek, ha, I'm not laughing with you. I'm laughing at you kind of shit. So it's different for me to start seeing people come by now and actually be nice. And it's cautious optimism because you hope it's genuine, right? Okay. All right. Tips. We start off today with a $1 tip. The only thing that I missed from the days with your ex were the around the house vlogs, reviews, cooking videos, and Christmas tree lightings. Do you know how much I missed that too? I liked sharing my life with all of you. I really enjoyed that. Like, look, here's some cool decorations that we have in the house, and here's something that I just do in my daily routine, and I had to stop doing it because of my detractors. I wish I didn't have to stop doing it. I had to stop doing it because they were literally doing things with the information and stuff that they were finding in my house, and they were doing terrible things. They were... The one example that I give you, because it's an extreme example, but it's safe to talk about, is the time when I was filming a vlog in my home. I accidentally had left my electric bill on the countertop, and it had the full address and information of my electric company. They used that information to call my electric company, impersonate me. Basically, they socially engineered them. They impersonated me. And they had my electricity scheduled to be turned off without my permission. The only reason I knew is because I had email alerts set up. And they sent me an email alert stating, your electricity is going to get turned off. And I said, what? So I called. I said, guys, you have to understand something. I know that you're probably never dealt with anything like this before. We need something in place as a protection so that if people try to do this in the future, they can't mess with me. So we do. We actually have a code that we came up with. That if anyone calls in and talks to them, they need to know this code or else they know it's not me. Okay? So, I know that sounds insane because it is, but that's my life, And that is one very small, safe example I can talk about. For every time that I talk about a safe example like that, there's about 10 really horrible, worse examples that I could give you. But if I do, I'm giving attention to the people who did it. And that's all they want. You see? So I'm not going to give attention to the scumbags of the internet who are trying to fuck with me and my family. But I used to love doing these in-home vlogs. And then it got so bad. The level of harassment got so bad with the information that they would get just by looking around my house in the background that I had to stop filming. I had to stop it. And it's been many years, right? Many years. Ever since. You're right. It was probably 2017. And I said, that's it, guys. From now on, I have to change my whole attitude towards content creation. I can't be as open. Now what you see is what's in this office, right? This is it. Whatever's in my office, this is what you see of me on the internet. I can't share literally a thing outside this room because if I do, these people would use horrible things. You have no idea with the Mike Klum documentary, like the lengths that we were going to go to try to protect stuff and be like, we could only shoot certain angles in certain ways because God forbid that they see something there and they misinterpret it. You know what I'm saying? Like we were going crazy trying to figure out how we were going to do it so we could still show me in my natural home habitat, right? Like a specimen in his habitat here to be studied, but not putting me and my family at risk. It was really fucked up. Okay, continuing on, I received a $50 tip. Wow. Thank you so much to the anonymous $50 tipper. See what they have to say, but let's get a nice animation for you first. That was another thing. The stream last night was so crazy. I couldn't even do animations because if I tried, I was afraid I was going to crash the stream. The YouTube like super chat animations were going nonstop during the stream, and that alone was barely holding up. I was like, dude, imagine if I tried to play tip animations, the whole stream will fucking crash. So I didn't do it. So thank you to the anonymous $50 tipper, which gets us to our tier 1 tips goal for the day. Thank you so very, very much. He says, enjoy the ride. Don't fret about the future. Many of us came here because of the haters, to be honest, and I'm looking forward to reminiscing on hot-headed early Phil. Me too. Like I said, that stuff I think is fascinating. To look at my early self and how stupid I was in my youth, that's going to be funny for everyone, and it's going to be good content. I'm worried about the recent shit. The shit that I'm done talking about, because I already told you I cannot put myself and my family and my business at personal risk to talk about it publicly. I've literally been advised by lawyers. They have said, do not reveal any personal information that anyone on the internet, they don't have any privy to, nor should they know about, because it's not worth it, and there's no legal reason to do it. There's no logical reason to do it, you know? So, that's what I'm worried, because, you know, when we get to that part, it's going to be me sitting here saying, well, I can't say anything about that. Well, I can't say anything about that. Well, I can't say anything about that. So what happens when someone can't say something about that? Everyone thinks it's the worst, and everyone believes everything, and wow, you're a horrible person, right? That's what I'm dreading. Anyway, let's continue. I got a $1.50 tip from an anonymous tipper. If you take the stuff from the documentary on the chin instead of getting overly defensive, I think new viewers will appreciate the honesty and humility. The content doesn't matter. What matters is how you react to it. Again, you're right, but there's certain things that I can't react to. That's what I'm saying. I cannot say, oh, well, since the detractors have mass accused me of this, let me open up all of my financial documents and bank accounts to give you receipts and prove otherwise, because then you have all my personal information you could use against me, you know, for horrible reasons. That, like, I've already, just filming a vlog in my house puts me at risk because of how obsessed these people are. Now imagine if they actually had access to things like my financial records and you know what I'm saying? I cannot put myself at that level of risk. So I get what you're saying, but you understand where I'm coming from. Like, we're going to get to a point where it's like, well, I can't say anything. And then everyone's like, well, that must mean that this is 100% true and Phil's a piece of shit. Well, it's not, but I can't put myself at further risk, right? Okay. I received a $4.20 tip from the Shin Black. He says, that reaction stream was lit, brother. Can't wait to see what happens in the future. God bless. Thank you to the Shin Black. $4.20 tip. So we get a nice special animation for that one. Good to see you, and I appreciate you coming by and saying as such and supporting. Thank you so much, Shin Black. Good to have you. Okay. Excuse me. What's up, PS3 Troop? How's it going, man? Cool. Let's see here. Okay, wow. Thank you to RAC1190, who gifted 5 memberships to the community this morning. So congratulations to Spencer Howard, Suffa Horse, Proto Man, Eric Jimenez, and Wizor, who all got gifted memberships. In fact, I remember many of you from the React stream last night, so congrats on those. And Shin Black just gifted a membership, and that one went to Boudreaux. So congratulations, Boudreaux, and thank you, RAC and Shin Black for the support this morning. I really appreciate that. And Chill Force also became a super supporter this morning. Thank you to Chill Force for the membership. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. I've caught up on the shoutouts. If anyone else has anything else you'd like to talk about, please tag me in the chat. We got a little bit of extra time to discuss before we get to my React show. And if any other contributions come in, I will shout them out. All right, guys. Thank you. What else is on everyone's mind today? Eugene says, do you want to see Nintendo bring back dual screen gaming for their next generation, even if it means developers might end up skipping the unique design? I feel like dual screen gaming had its time in the sun, and it was nice for some 3DS games, admittedly. I don't know if it's really needed at this point. Did it really change the game or add so much? I feel like no, because if it did, right? If it did, then essentially Nintendo would have kept that formula, but they obviously did not. Right? I get rid of this thing. Widget. You know how in Windows 11 there's this widget in your corner of your screen? Like, it's being annoying now. I just want it to go away, and I have no idea how to turn it off. Like, how the hell do I turn off this widget? I have no idea. How do you turn off the widget? Because it's there. It's like, oh, traffic alert in your area. I don't care. I don't want this widget popping up, right? I don't know how to get rid of it. Call the police? That's not how you disable the widget. That's extreme. That's way extreme. What's up, Game Boy? Good evening, man. Uninstall it from your app list? What the fuck is that? Huh? All apps. Is it just called widget? Nope. Weather I like. Weather I want. I like the weather. But outside of the weather, I don't really want anything else. I don't see it. I guess it'll have to be something for... Oh, news? Uninstall news. Maybe that's what it is. We have to uninstall certain topics or something? This is so weird. Like, why do I want traffic information on my fucking desktop gaming computer? I don't. Why is there traffic? Where did it even come from? Right? Where did the traffic... I don't know. I'll have to figure this out later. It's stupid. Just like everything. Right-click taskbar. It's in taskbar settings. Oh, taskbar settings. Widgets. Off. Fuck off. Thank you. Done. Wow, that was simple. Thank you. That was a really easy answer. I appreciate you. Everyone who just said that. There was a few people who actually just said that at the same time. Yenkin, Dragon's Advocate, thank you. Easy fix. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Fuck them. Say, oh, you like widget? Widget this bitch? The fuck off my desktop. Shout out to Julio. Julio just gifted 5 memberships to the community. Congratulations to Mick G-Man80, Vladimir Lenin, Lubu, Random Box, and Snarticon DM. I appreciate that, and I hope you guys enjoy your memberships. Enjoy the plentiful amount of emotes we have on this channel. I should talk about this, actually. This is an interesting topic. So, if you're a newcomer to the channel, which many of you are, right? Probably a couple hundred people here who normally wouldn't be here. And you're wondering, why the hell does Darkside Phil have so many emotes? Like, look at his insane amount of emotes on his channel. Most people don't have that many emotes. Like, how did he get that? Do you really want to know the truth? Because this is another messed up story. Basically, what happened was, my detractors found out a loophole in YouTube's system. What they found out is that you can use a VPN to say you're from another country. And because YouTube has a really weird way they do business, they actually have regional pricing. You could pretend like you're from a different country that has a weird cost of everything, like way low cost, and you can come on here and you can buy like 50 member bombs, okay, for less than $1. So what my detractors were doing, they would come on here with an account that would be like, you know, Phil's fat wife, you know, fucked up thing, right? Messed up, the really demented thing. And they would come and they would do a 50 member bomb with that name. So the whole chat would be filled with Phil's fat wife 50 times as they gave out memberships that literally are worthless. Like, I get paid less than a penny per membership. Okay? So what ended up happening was, it was trolling that was going on for like 3 months. This started like maybe January, February this year. And they did it nonstop for like 3-4 months. Okay? They inflated my amount of memberships, but I was getting like no money for them. So people were actually legitimately saying, I want to like gift memberships to you. And they couldn't because it was like, there's not enough people. Like, at one point I had over 3,000 members on this channel, but none of them were legit. They were all fake memberships, and I was making like $5 on all of that. But what ended up happening was, it boosted the number of memberships, and the way YouTube does emotes is they unlock emote slots per how many memberships you have. So inadvertently, the trolls gave me like an insane amount of membership slots. Okay? And by the way, I tried to talk to YouTube about it. I went to YouTube support. they don't know shit. It's like you're talking to a brick wall. In fact, I actually feel like if I talk to my closet door here about it, the closet door might actually give me more help because it would understand it better. Talking to YouTube support, they're like, well, I don't understand. It's not in my checklist here in front of me, and it's not in a help article, so I don't know what you mean. You know, they can't help. So, yeah, so basically they didn't help at all. And at this point, you know, from time to time, these idiots still come back and do it. But you guys have been very supportive in the last week to 2 weeks. You've given me a ton of new legit members. That helps the channel. So thank you so very much to those who are actually helping legitimately. It helps a lot. But that's why we have so many emotes. Because I know, I was saying, how many emotes do I have right now, actually? If I take a look here. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30. I have like almost 40 emotes, right? Like I have an insane amount. No one has that many on YouTube. Like no one, even big giant like YouTubers don't have that many emotes because no one gets that many members legit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anything else you guys want to chat about? Would I consider interviewing the casino guys? Maybe. If actually it would be me asking them about their past. I know nothing about their past at all. I literally know nothing about these guys. So I could go and ask them, you know, what about your past, you know. But I've always felt like everyone just wants to know more about me. I don't get it. I just don't understand why there's so much interest in me. Honestly, I just don't understand it. But there is for some bizarre reason. So, I guess we'll see. But that'll be fun, maybe. If you remember, last year when I launched my React channel, I had an idea for 3 different shows. DSP versus the Internet, which is my weekly clip show, was 1. Long-form reacting to documentaries and things like I did last night was 2. But the third was DSP Asks It. It was supposed to be an ongoing, interesting interview series. I was going to get people from different walks of life. Like, for example, I was going to interview some of my old life friends. I was going to interview people from the Street Fighter community. I was going to interview people from YouTube. I was going to get all these different guests from different things and do an interview series that I thought would be very, very fun. But what ended up happening was the side-scroller interview happened last year. And when it happened, it made me look like complete and utter shit. Everyone dunked on me. And literally no one would have wanted to do an interview with me even if I had continued on with the idea. Like, who the hell wants to touch Darkside Phil now when everyone hates him, right? So I just threw the idea out. I threw the entire idea out. I never went back. So maybe, perhaps, this could be something cool to think about to do in the future and bring back to the channel, right? Well, I'll think about it. Because the thing is, if people actually like me again, then maybe people would actually want to interview with me. You know, just saying. Yeah. Do I plan on interviewing Joon the King after the documentary to confront him on things he got wrong? I don't know. First of all, we don't even know if he's going to get anything wrong. So, just so you know, in the Review Tech documentary, Joon did get one thing wrong about me. He said in the documentary, and I quote, okay, it's not exact quote, but I paraphrase, DSP was offered a PC by ReviewTechUSA, and DSP refused the PC because he was afraid of spyware or malware or it being tampered with. That actually wasn't the case at all, in any way, shape, or form. I never suspected that that stuff was on there. I suspected that this was a way for Rich to try to say, oh, look, I did something nice for Phil. Even though for 10 years, he had literally made fun of me and made money doing it. He thought by giving me this PC, this was the way of saying, oh, it was all fine, forgive me. Now you can never say you're angry about me having said shit about you because I gave you something. And therefore now he'd think that I'm like beholden to him forever because he donated a PC to me. All right? I'm not stupid. I was no way I was ever going to accept that PC from him. Right? You might as well say Keemstar wants to send me a PC today too. Right? I mean, I'm not that dumb. You know, I'm dumb. I'm not that dumb. I mean, come on. I'd have to be a complete idiot to accept that. So that's why I didn't accept it. But Joon got that wrong. But that's like nitpicking, right? Like that's not like a big deal. That's kind of semantics. Doesn't matter what the reason was. That wasn't even the subject. Will he get a few things wrong in my documentary? Maybe. What I'm suspecting is he's just going to report on what he's found on the internet that a lot of my detractors have said, but things that I never disputed, he's never going to, there's no rebuttal or no refuting. You know what I mean? Or what he's going to do is he's going to call out my hypocrisy. Like, for example, there absolutely was a point in time when I was saying, I have not played WWE Champions. I'm not playing it. And then later on, I was like, yeah, I played it. I'm playing it. Right? So it's like, I contradicted myself. And he's going to call me out on that. Now, there's reason for that. And I can explain that reasoning when I'm reacting to the documentary. You see? But he's going to call me out and he's going to get me. There's going to be gotcha moments. He's going to get me for sure. Right? For sure. I know he's going to catch me on shit because I definitely have done that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. All right. That's the other thing, too, because now what people are saying is, well, Phil, don't you think that with all this positive stuff happening around you recently, that the end of the documentary about you from Joon the King will be good and positive? No, it's done. The documentary's done. He's editing. He's finishing his editing right now, and he's pushing for a release by the end of the month. He's not adding anything else. It's over. The documentary has been written, recorded. It's being finished and final processed, everything, and it's going to get published as is. He's not going to be adding new content just because now, all of a sudden, in the last 2 weeks, there's been a turnaround with attitudes toward me. He's not going to put that in there. It's going to end negative. It's going to end, look, Phil's YouTube channel has plummeted in popularity. He has 2 other channels that aren't doing well, and he's desperately trying to stay alive and stay pertinent and stuff like that. It's going to be a negative spin, negative end. I just know it is. I don't blame him for doing that. I don't. I have no hard feelings towards that man at all. I know truly, here's the difference between like me and an LTG. I know that Joon has absolutely no ill intentions toward me whatsoever. He's just doing his thing and he's reporting what he found, and he's going to get me on a lot of things, and that's fine. I don't think this guy's a vicious guy out to destroy me and besmirch my reputation. How could you possibly besmirch my reputation? I don't have one. Right? I'm an awful reputation. So, you know what I mean? Like, he can't possibly put anything in that documentary that's going to actually upset me. He can't. You know what I mean? I've already been through it all. So, that's true. The timing of it could have been better. If this documentary were coming out in, say, 2 more months, with all the positive stuff happening now, this could have been like the happy epilogue to the documentary. But now that's not going to happen. Now instead it's going to end on a bad note because it ends like a few months ago, rather than ending now where all this positive stuff is happening. And again, I don't blame him. I'm not asking for anything. It's all good. Roll with it. Oh, all right, anything else, guys? Because we are going to adjourn the show in just a moment, and then we're all going to head over to DSP Reacts for my DSP versus the Internet show. If you guys are willing to check out that kind of show, it's up to you. It's different. It's me reacting to a whole bunch of random clips that my members have submitted. So the topics are all over the place. Like, literally, they could be of any subject matter. I've never had my fortune read by a fortune teller. Would I react to a Dr. Disrespect documentary? It's like I said, Michaela, for me, if I'm going to do this kind of drama reacting content, it has to be pertinent to me. Reacting to Rich's documentary is incredibly pertinent to me because literally for 10 years, he had me in his mouth and made hundreds of thousands of dollars talking about me. So it makes sense for me to react back to him, right? That was my one chance to do it, and now I'm done with him. To react to my own documentary, I don't think there's anyone else more pertinent to react to my documentary than me, correct? In regards to other people's documentaries, I might do it, but I don't think I would do it now. I would focus on my stuff right now, and then maybe in the future. The thing is, right now, the Dr. Disrespect situation is developing, right? Like, we've seen what happened. Like, he's gone for how many months now? 2 months he's been gone, and no one knows what's going to happen with this guy's future. So it's kind of like until there's more developments, the story's not done. It doesn't really even make sense to talk about or react to that content or to that happening until it ends, right? So I guess we'll see. The casino chip at the end was hilarious. You mean this casino chip? You mean the King's Tax? If you don't know what we're talking about, this is the conclusion of the Rich documentary from last night, or the Rich React from last night. This is literally it. This is the conclusion. So go check the end of it to see what I mean. I will be clipping the React over the week, and this will probably be my final clip. Will be this, okay? Cool. I'll put a little bit more in frame there. Oh, I won't lose it. I'm not losing the King's Tax. This is what I earned for 10 years of suffering from the mouth of a fucking blubbering moron. Okay? Kept my mouth shut for 10 years. I earned this. And so this is staying with me. That's my lucky King's Tax chip right there. All right? Thank you. Someone on says, loved seeing you on Kino Casino. Great hearing your side of a story. Cool. I'm glad to hear that. That's right. Now, if Rich ever watches and reacts to me, he has to see the chip in frame. You're absolutely correct. And he deserves it, too. He deserves to see that chip every moment. And just to be fair, to show you guys something, okay? I'm a man of my word. The case has been reset. Rich's face has been removed. He's out of the picture now. He has nothing to do with this anymore because we already gave him his felting. He's done, right? And so the casino is open for business. Who's next, right? I wonder who'll be next. Because again, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to bring people down. These idiots who've hated on me over the years, they bring themselves down through their own heinous actions and their own repeated mistakes. So whoever has fucked with me, who's the next one to fall, and then we'll be open for business again. All right? But as you can see, Rich's face is gone because we already did it on him. We don't need to have him in there anymore. Okay? Okay. Am I going to apologize to Raw Phil since it wasn't him on Street Fighter 6? I don't care if it was him on Street Fighter 6. He's a piece of human filth and he can kiss my fucking ass because he's done it 5,000 times before and there's documented evidence he did. Whether or not that one time was him doesn't matter. You know, it's just, it's an arbitrary thing. So, yeah, he can lick my ass. Oh, Hidalgo did a super chat. You feel any kinship to LTG? You seem like regular guys with regular flaws, but disproportionate cabals of haters. I have no idea. I know nothing about the real LTG at all. I don't know the guy. I don't watch his content. He's another guy who apparently has said insanely extreme things over the years. But I don't know. I can't comment on someone who I really know nothing about, except some limited interactions I've had with him, which were hilarious interactions. His behavior, not mine. I mean, he's just a nut job. And, from how he interacted with Joon the King in the past. That's all I know about him. So. I don't know. Is it at one point, everyone brought up LTG in my content. Now no one brings up LTG, right? I don't know if he's just not pertinent anymore or something. I have no clue what happened to the guy, but no one seems to bring him up anymore. So, I don't really care about him. Would I consider doing a podcast once a week with the casino guys? No, it's like I said, we want to keep it special. You don't want to do it so regularly, then now it's not special anymore. So, no, I wouldn't want to be on there weekly because then it's kind of an arbitrary regular thing, you know? For me to pop in every once in a while when I have something to add. What if something happens that I know I can add to it and then they ask me to be on the show? Then I would consider it. But outside of that, like, life goes on, right? I'm not going to be doing it constantly. Like I said, the next thing is this Medicare thing. They really want me to talk with Medicare on their show. I'm willing to do that. All right? That's kind of, I guess, the next thing. And then after that, we see what the future holds, right? Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy really liked the React. He says, hopefully I'll do more in the future, maybe gaming-wise. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I liked doing long-form Reacts, but last year people got really bored with them and said they weren't liking them as much. But now all of a sudden, because I haven't done one in a million years, there was a renewed interest in doing it. And then when the casino guys wanted to do it with me, they're like, oh, shit, insane interest, right? So there you go. Oh, no, I fully believe Review Tech will continue to talk about me. He will continue to be toxic, and he will continue to do nasty things. Like, he will probably react to my documentary in a really toxic way because that's free content for him. It's low effort, no effort content, and that's all he does. He has no effort content anymore. Like, he doesn't put effort into his content. That's why he's sitting there eating edibles the whole time. So what's the easiest thing to do? Stuff your face with edibles while you're commenting on my negative documentary. He will 100% do it. And the thing is, everyone wants to see him do it anyway because then that's more content for everybody. Not me, because I don't care. I'm not going to watch him do it. I don't give a fuck. But you know the Kino Casino guys are going to watch it and tear him a new asshole and everything. So there you go. Okay. I don't put my chat on the screen. I got a lot of newcomers. People are asking me various questions. I don't put my chat on the screen for two reasons. Okay. Number one, I find it incredibly distracting. I really do. Like, if I have my chat on the stream right here, you can't pay attention to what we're talking about or anything. You know, the chat. It's all about people looking at the chat, looking at the chat. I'm reading the pertinent things out of chat. I'm trying to address them. You don't need to be derailed by the chat on the side there, to be honest. So that's why I don't do that. And number two, for gameplay, it's atrocious. I don't want my chat on the screen during gameplay because that means that you don't care about the game. All you care about is the fucking show going on around the game, and that's not what I'm about. If I'm playing a game, I want you to watch the gameplay, see if you like the game. You know, that it's more. I'm more of a real gamer than someone who's just going to sit there streaming the game just to have an audience. I'm streaming the game because I want to play the game and just play the game. You see, it's a little different. So that's true too. Most on-demand viewers won't really care about the chat. I really do have two divided audiences. I have live stream attendee viewers, and I have on-demand viewers. The on-demand viewers, most of them are people who've been around for ages. There's a couple thousand people who come by to watch my content from time to time whenever there's a game they like, and they don't want to see the chat because they don't care about the stream. They're just here to watch on demand. It's weird because I've been around for 16 years, and I totally have two completely different, isolated audiences of viewers. Okay. Well, guys, I think it's time to return the briefcase and then to end our podcast for the day. Thank you guys very much. Great one. I knew it was going to be a good one because it was the decompression show from yesterday's React. And thank you to everyone who was here and supported it. We will now adjourn. And tomorrow, of course, I will talk about everything that happened on today's React content. Plus, I will be talking about news because we had some game news today. I didn't want to get to it. I didn't really have time. We'll do like a news roundup tomorrow. Okay? Sound good? Thank you all. I'll see you Tuesday.